Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everyone. It is that time of year. I gotta tell you guys, I am in such a good Christmas spirit. I got my tree up out in my living room. I got presents under it. It's just such a great time of year. I love Christmas time. You got the trees, the lights, the music. Oh God, I love Christmas music. It's so good. But it's also a little bit of a time to reflect on the year, and I'm also excited for it because it is the time that we can go back through this year in Balisongs and talk about some of the best things that happened this year. Especially now that the voting is for the Bally Awards is over, and I can't really influence the vote anymore by talking about a Balisong and then having it be recent in people's minds when they vote. And so that's all done. The results are in, and my, what results they are. I will have a further update on the Bally Awards in the future. I've sent out all the invitations to people presenting. I think it's going to be a really awesome year. To give you guys a sneak peek, I actually didn't even have myself present an award because that's how many cool people we got to be involved in it this year. So it's going to be really cool. But I will do a more kind of in-depth, thorough video talking about kind of my favorite picks of the year. Maybe I'll do my own awards at some point for my personal picks. And of course, the ever-expected collection video will come at the beginning of next year. Excuse me, at the beginning of next year, most likely. But today, I wanted to talk about the low end of the hobby, the budget side of the hobby, the intro side of the hobby, because one of my favorite things to come out of the community this year is this bad boy right here, the Nabalis Cheese. The Nabalis Cheese is really just a stellar option for the beginning of the hobby. I am partially upset that it didn't get nominated for Best Beginner Balisong because people nominated the Canyon, and you can't nominate the same company for the same award twice. But I totally understand why the Canyon got it. The Canyon is cheaper and still flips really well, but man, is the cheese just... I was kind of iffy on the cheese when we started. I don't actually remember how my feelings were when I first got the cheese, but I remember I didn't like it for a specific... I really liked it for a lot of reasons, but I didn't like it for a specific reason, which was just the way that Nabalis was marketing it. But ever since then, now that I'm not really thinking about the marketing or any of the things that they're talking about with it, it just flips so well. Every time I pick up the cheese, I really am impressed by just how well it flips, by just how well it does what I want it to do. It really is one of the more impressive beginner Balisongs out there. And I know you guys are saying, Ethan, I thought you liked the Orion. I still do think the Orion is probably my favorite budget Balisong, but the Orion 1.5 didn't come out this year. This year we saw the likes of the Canyon, the Default, the Extrusion, and now we'll see things like the Overlord and the Bird of Prey and the Reverie and things like that because the Create with Nabalis stuff is here. But the cheese, man. Oh, the Teflon Vulp as well. But the cheese, man. I love the cheese. It feels good. It's got good grip because of that Teflon coating. Ironically, I actually think, not even ironically, I think Nabalis is nominated for most innovative Balisong with one of their Teflon coated things because of the Teflon coating. It's just really good. The grip is great. The feel in the hand is not my favorite, but still pretty good for a cheap Balisong. And flipping, man, this thing just does everything you want it to do. I really do like to call this thing the Kraken trainer of the budget end because it really just does everything that you want it to do when you want it to do it. Rollovers feel great. 0Gs feel amazing. You know, you get aerials. Even something like giraffes, which I more conventionally struggle with, I can throw pretty easily on the cheese and just kind of do it, you know? Of course, as soon as I say that I can do it, I can't do it, but I hit a few earlier in the video. Close enough. Yeah, but everything's just kind of easier on the cheese. It really is a really phenomenal Balisong that I do highly recommend, not just to beginners, but to anyone who's really looking for an addition to their collection. Because while I do love the Orion, and I think the Orion is great, You get that kind of Kraken trainer reliability from the cheese, I think more so than anything else in the price range. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's better than the Kraken trainer or anything like that. My Kraken trainer is currently somewhere. I can't find it at this exact moment, but it's certainly not as good as a Kraken trainer. Like, I would pick a Kraken trainer any day of the week, but you get that kind of similar reliable experience from it, which is really rare for this price point. I mean, if we look at everything else, you've got the Canyon, which is all steel. So you can't really, it's not very standard being all steel, although it is still very good. The extrusion is all aluminum, same thing, it's not very standard. The default is super, super thick. The Teflon Vulp, at the end of the day, is still a Vulp and still kind of struggles with the same thing that the Vulp does, even though it is a pretty marked improvement in the Vulp's flipping. I do really enjoy flipping the Teflon Vulp over the original Vulp, but something about the cheese, man. I don't know if it's just the fun color or the fun blade shape or the fact that it just feels all around good, from choker fans to rollovers to normal fans. The fact that it's kind of rounded or round square and it's got this cheese bite marker, or just, man, I just feel like I can rip on the cheese unlike any other balisong that I really have at this price point. And although I am a little disappointed it didn't get as much recognition as I thought I would in the award show, it, in terms of nominations especially, I wanted to make a video saying that it has my heart, because it does, and it's awesome. So I do think for this year my budget pick is definitely the cheese. And you guys will have to let me know if you want to see my other picks for this year. Mid-range, I'd probably do 4. I would do like lower mid-range, upper mid-range, and then Grail, which Grail wouldn't even be from this year. It would just be something that I got this year, which you can all probably guess what that would be. But yeah, for budget, my pick of the year, definitely the cheese. It's old reliable. Especially, I just can't get over how the design is so goofy, how they tried something so like April Foolsy with this design, but then made it such a reliable flipper. Like, you look at the cheese and you think, oh, that's a meme, it's gonna flip like a meme, and then you pick it up and it just performs, and it performs so well. And I think it's so impressive. So there we have it, the cheese, my personal budget pick for this year. What's your personal budget pick for this year? And soon, in a few weeks, we will see what the community's budget pick is. I'm actually very excited for the Bally Awards this year. I think it's going to be super, super cool. Make sure to tune in. Follow me on Instagram. Join the Discord if you want to know exactly when the Bally Awards are. I don't really shill my stuff all year until the Bally Awards come around, because I want as many people to be a part of it as possible, because I think it's a really cool thing that we do each year. But yeah, it's enough of me cheesing about the cheese. I got to get going. I'm sure you got to get going. Thank you for lending me your time and your ear. Appreciate you. And I will foul that wrist bump. We'll try it again. We'll hit a kind of successful one. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.